Hey guys, what's going on? F5upon here, and welcome back to Across the Obelisk. Sadly, last stream, we unfortunately did not make the cut in trying to complete our run of the next game. Well, for our old compadres anyways. For this stream, we are going to be just doing a bit more Across the Obelisk, and we're gonna see about making a new group. So, without further ado, let's just get into things and see what happens, because, yeah. Alright, so there's a few things we can do. I normally go with the adventure mode, personally. As you can see, I've done quite a bit of things. I'm just going to use the second slot, so I remember. And, as you can see, I've unlocked a few new characters. Now, I can either go with the Heiner, Tholos, Cornelius, and Otis run, but to give you a rough idea on team selection, you basically you choose anyone from the rows and you put them in. It doesn't matter who they are, what position they're in, as long as you got them, put simply. Madness thing. This is if you've completed a game. You can make things a little bit more difficult for yourselves, and slowly but surely increase the difficulty of the game. The more you increase the difficulty, the worse it comes off as. You could also add corruptor levels to add an additional bonus to your score. For this stream, we are not going to be doing such things. Not yet, anyways. But if we do, then yeah, we will get into it. But put simply, if you wanted, you can add as many difficulties as you so see fit. But I'm going to do some simple runs before I start getting into Madness mode, because I'd like to at least unlock the Squid Dude and Bree, if I can. Now, Nesglet is a bit more, there's a bit more of chance involved with his unlock. So either you get him or you don't, but it's really hit or miss with him. Bree, on the other hand, rather straightforward. We should be able to unlock her if we manage to get far enough, I should say. But before we run into the game, I'm just going to quickly go over perks real quick and see if there's anything I want to change real quick. Alright, we've got speed and initial energy, that's fine. We got some defenses. We probably don't need to focus taunt so much, so we'll leave that alone. Do we need to upgrade our blocks? Not in particular, no. Okay, we should be fine for Magnus. Alright, for Andrin specifically, let us see. He's a bona fide bleed build, as I've set upon him. Alright, it deals damage at the end of the turn, but cannot be prevented by buffer or immunity to bleed, that's fine. I might change this, actually. Bleed on this hero instead deals its damage at the end of the turn. Or I can make the charges apply +1 in addition to this. I think we keep what we've got here, and bleed basically applies after effects. So, to put it simply, anytime I bleed somebody, or an individual, that bleed will actually carry over until the end of the round instead of the start of the round. It's much like poison in that sense. I do it mainly because it gives you an additional bleed buff, so that's nice. But otherwise, the statistics on this dude is pretty alright. We don't need to change anything much else. So we should be fine on that front. I should probably check Magnus real quick, because I want to see if he has the reinforce buffer that increases his increases the reinforce. Evelyn. I have her currently set up as a lightning build. Now, a lightning build is pretty alright, all things considering. I could probably change it up just a smidgen and make it like a cold build if I so desired, or a fire build. With Evelyn, it doesn't ultimately matter considering she's so rounded, so it's really up to your own opinion on what you want to do. For her, yeah, she can specialize in any element, so really it's up to your choice, just make sure it's an element and you're good. As for what I should go with, let's go with... Well, we already went with Cornelius, who uses fire magic, so let's just stick with lightning damage. Why not? Let's stick with lightning damage on Evelyn. Reginald, unlike Otis, is actually a bit different. He specializes in the acts of healing. So if you check his description, he's a healer specialized in blessings and direct heals. So naturally, he's going to be healing a lot. What I normally do is I get rid of his damage, much like Otis, but he focuses more on healing than he does shielding, which is par for the course. But I think we're just going to go with the OG group, and we're going to try and get the last two characters unlocked. And we'll probably play the next row here next game, but that is probably going to be in a stream or two. We'll see.
16th birthday. When suddenly, a burst of energy erupted from the princess's chamber and swept through the kingdom of Sinenthia. The royal guards explored every corner of the castle, but found no sign of her, or Lord Handshake, the court magician. The king sent soldiers all over the kingdom, but none of them returned. The trail of the princess was lost, deep in the old forest, near the ancient obelisk that had been dormant for centuries. Desperate, the king proclaimed a royal decree, announcing a reward for whoever brought the princess home safely. The news spread quickly throughout the kingdom. Many groups of adventurers prepared to investigate the obelisk. This is the story of one of those groups.
Alright. Morning at the lake. Ah, perfect. Okay, so the stargazer is indeed here. That's a good thing. That means we can actually get this event, and we might be able to get Neslet as well. So that's a really good thing. Alright, let us enter the camp, and as you can see, we've got about 3 chests worth of items. So for this, I'm going to get the cheapest chest here, which appears to be this one at the top. And now we can use that to our advantage. Because we have a ton of upgrades, I'm going to quickly go over those. I guess we can focus on the divination. Nah, let's focus on the armory. And then we can focus on divination. There we go. Alright. We're nearly upgraded to full. But that is besides the point. Let us see about managing our characters. Alright, to start off with, we've got Magnus. Honestly, what we can do is we can get rid of all the defense and probably the intercepts. But first, we're going to get a few cards that we're going to definitely need with Magnus. Now, with Magnus, I play him a little different than, well, maybe a little different than most people, but there is a specific build that I go for him. So what I do is I normally grab Barricade. Usually I grab Blood Rage as well. This is to accommodate for mana. Enrage, while it's nice, is a bit too costly early game, so it's not that wise to grab. So we'll grab Blood Feeding, we'll grab Blood Rage, and if I do, yep, we need Transfusion, and we need one other ability, which is Entrench, right here. And that is usually how I run Magnus. Those 5 cards are basically his staple, and that's how he runs. But before I do anything else, I usually grab a battle plan, because that allows me to draw 2 cards, allowing me to basically use battle plan to access 7 cards. Technically you need only 6 for this, so you basically get 1 extra card you can work with in the deck. But battle plan helps with that, basically. Alright, and with that I've got a free decision on whatever card that may be. But before we do that, we're going to start by removing all the fast strikes in the deck, because we don't need all of these. Oh, it seems we got an extra barricade. That's my mistake. Okay, let's get rid of the rend. And honestly, what we need is a high bleed ability. That way we can inflict bleed on somebody. Usually, rend is the best choice here, but anything goes, really, with the Magnus build. As for what I go with... Well, first and foremost, I should probably get Intimidates. Those are going to be very useful. So I grabbed 2 of those, and because they're burns, they won't count to our total cap, which is a good thing. What else is there? There's Change Weapon, which we don't need. What else? Flanking Strike will give a Rage and Bleed, but that's not good. Impale is okay, but not what I want. What else is there? I could go for a Shield Bash, and that would give block, so that is an option as well. We don't actually have to go bleed, but bleed tends to help a lot in this build, so preferably I'd like something bleed-wise. Alright, exploit openings is nice if you have sight focus, but that isn't exactly what I got. Butchering. Random monster. Apply 8, repeat once. Okay, so this would basically deal 18 points compared to 10 on a specific target. So that is an option. What else? Yeah, there isn't really any good ones for bleed, is there? Well, that's a shame. Rend is an acceptable one, but I'm gonna go with Butchering just to make it interesting, because I don't normally get different cards. Plus, the bleed on Butchering is probably gonna be ultimately a bit better. And while I could go with the random card, it's usually better if you target something. It just makes things a lot more reliable. But yeah, we'll grab that. And if we go to the church, let us get rid of Rend. And let's get rid of some of these defends. And let's see, what else can we do? Alright, so we got the intercepts, which are still there. We need to get some more burn cards. What can we grab? Barbed wire is an option if we so desire, but I don't think that's a good idea. Bluff can be turned into zero-cost draws, so that is basically the closest thing you can get to Andrin's Deflect method, which we will get into in a later date, but Bluff, while nice, has restrictions and it's a bit too costly. I'm looking for things that are cheap. So things that are like have a wooden board are preferable compared to the more expensive ones. As for what we ultimately go with, I think the best course of action until we get to a later level is Piercing Howl. Strictly because it's going to burn, and we can make it zero cost. So it's going to be an easy card to just spend. Alternatively, we can make them 1-cost cards and give a vulnerable effect, which is actually pretty good. It's much like having the Captain's Howl, but instead of applying 1 slow and 2 vulnerable, it's basically 1 slow. So it's basically a lesser version of the Howl, which is acceptable. Plus, they are, in addition, a burn, so that's actually pretty good. We will remove the last 2 defense, I guess. Alright. Before we move on, let me check the deck real quick. Okay, we've got our deck. We just need to get rid of the intercepts somehow. So, in order to get rid of the intercepts, I'm thinking I just go with barbed wire, I guess? Yeah, we can get 2 barbed wires and we should be fine. I've not used barbed wire as much, so I'm not sure how effective it's going to be, but hey. That's the method we go with. Alright, we get rid of the intercepts. There we go. Now we do some upgrades. For Barricade, we want to upgrade that. Entrench is going to be key if we get Fortify. Butchering, we want to focus as a monster, but for now, we just need to get the cheap upgrades done. I'm not too worried about, well, I'll get Butchering because it's a focus, and we'll focus on the very cheap ones first for the cards, so we'll get 0-cost cards, keep them as 0 costs, preferably. Blood Feeding is definitely going to need to be kept, because it is a part of the build. Battle Plan, not too much of a worry, but we should definitely upgrade it so it's specified and it keeps, because we need that. Okay, so for Transfusion, we want to apply X, and it'll dispel R, and it'll dispel our bleed. So basically, all Transfusion does is it basically takes the bleed Magnus has and passes it over to somebody else. This is why Blood Rage is important, and we should actually upgrade it so it doesn't burn, because we kind of need that. Alright, that's Magnus set up. If we need to, I will get another chest, but hopefully not. Alright, Reginald. Let's focus on him because he is the key healer here. So for Reginald, we need to at least get 5 of his cards out of the way. Technically, we can reduce his deck a little bit more if we wish, but here's how I usually do it. We immediately go for the Healing Rains, so that is a given. Following up, we go and grab the spell Innervate. It is a good 1-cost mana card, and it helps early game. From here, we grab Anthem of Hope, which will grant us 2 courage. We just need 1, though. So it's good to keep that in mind. Then we grab Prayer of Healing and Prayer of Protection. Both are against all heroes, so it's a really good heal card if you need it, and Prayer of Protection, well, it's a good block if you don't need a heal. Alright, where do we go next? Renew's a good one, but we don't need to grab it just yet. Plus it's a burn, so that's something for later. Now for third casting. We need something better. Where is it? Okay, no, we don't get it in this act. But there is a specific spell in Act 2, I think, that we can buy from here, that is called Mass Dispel. Mass Dispel is a fantastic spell to have, put simply, so if you grab it, it's a really golden card. For now, though, we're going to grab Protect from Evil. Well, actually, do we? It's, yeah. We grab Protect from Evil, and we'll go from there. Alright, from here, we're going to start removing cards, so we want to minimize this deck down to 15 if we can. We'll get rid of the Holy Smite, so basically Reginald is no longer a combat user. We get rid of the heal, and we get rid of a barrier. So it may seem odd while I'm doing this, but there's a reason for it. To put it simply, well, first let me get everything organized. So we want everything to burn for heals and barriers. Anthem of Hope we keep. Prayer of Healing we keep as a 3-cost card. Same for Prayer of Protection. Innervate is best used as a 0-cost card. Healing Rain, we want to affect everybody. So applying 2 wet is key for the build that we're going with. So we upgrade those. And preferably, I'd like to get rid of the Foresight, so we'll make those burn cards. Now for Reginald, let's see. He's got 1, 2, 3, 4... And I guess Protect from Evil will currently be his 5th card. So he's now... Reginald is basically set. If we find some other cards, we will grab them, but usually we'll end up with a 20 to 23 deck. That's how it goes. Evelyn is a bit of a different case. She specializes in 3 elements. The focus we are going to go with is actually the Charge Battery. So we need to get rid of the Frost Vaults, we need to get rid of the Fire Blasts, and preferably, if we can, the Elemental Wards. It's not that big a deal, though. This is more a secondary thing. But I digress. Let's get into removing. To start out with, we need Rain. So we're going to grab those real quick. Those are just basically good choices to get out of the way. Perfect choice, basically. Shifting Scroll is a really good spell, because it will pull cards out of your deck, which is really good when you're trying to try and find specific spells that you want. Usually, do we want this? Alright, it pulls it into the hand. Yeah, so let's grab one of those, because usually it's just key to have one. Not necessarily 2, but 1 is pretty much enough for the build. So I'll grab one of those. Normally I would grab Zap, because it's such a cheap spell, but honestly, I don't need it because Charge Battery is so effective. And there's a reason why. Now, for Dark Ritual, that is a definite grab because it gives 2 mana at the cost of 1. But if you upgrade it, it's way better. From there, we are grabbing 2 Electricity Manuals. And I think that should be it. No, we need one more thing before we go. There should be a 3rd cost thing here. No, a 2nd cost thing. Alright, where is it? It is... Here we go, Prismatic Field. We grab one of those. And now we should be good with Evelyn. As for her build, we just get rid of the Fire Blasts, because they are just going to take up room. The Frost Bolts are also going to be removed. We just need to get rid of one of the Elemental Wards, preferably the 2nd if we can. So let's see if there's anything that I can use to help with that. We could probably get a high costing card. Let's see. For 4th casting, we can get Shock Nova, which is a decent card. Alternatively, there's a few things like Chain Lightning and whatnot. I think it's in our best interest to go with Chain Lightning. Or Shock Nova, I should say. Because it will apply Slow and it will apply Spark. And it's an AoE, so it covers all monsters, which is a decent spell. Alright, from there we get rid of the Elemental Ward, and now we're basically on to upgrades. Transmission is not too much of a worry, but we should definitely get Shock Nova to be upgraded, I suspect. Again, it's not a big issue. Alright, Rain, we want it to focus on monsters, preferably. Shifting Scroll should be a innate. Charge Battery, Not too worried about it. But to put it simply, let's see. How's our deck looking? Okay. So with this entire deck, we should have enough for 5 cards. The charged batteries will basically generate mana. Dark Ritual will pass some of the mana on to other people. And Prismatic Field is designed to, well, make sure we don't suffer that much from Fire, Cold, and Lightning. And for Shock Nova, well, that's the thing. Because we are lacking, we're actually going to take another chest. So we will be using this chance to actually upgrade Evelyn a little bit more. Because she kind of needs the power. Okay, for this we want to upgrade 1 charged battery this way. We'll make the other 2 burn. Which seems a bit odd because we'd be bringing our deck to 3. But there is reason for this. We are going to suffer 20 dark and 3 shadow damage. But we get 3 mana instead. So that's good. Alright, let's see. We can get the 1-cost cards here, if we so desire. But we're actually going to get Electricity Manual here, because it reduces the cost by 1 permanently. So we'll grab that in both. We will grab the Prismatic Field that gives 3 Insulate and Powerful. Transmission is going to be a burn 2, but it gives... or burn 1. It gets a burn, but it transfers 2 mana instead of 1. Shock Nova, we keep that as is. Mana Gen we'll leave alone, because that's a bit too costly, but we will upgrade Protect from Evil there. Alright. Piercing Howl I guess we can upgrade while we're at it, because we have the economy for it. But we'll definitely make these burns, for the most part. Alright. We will need to give Evelyn 2 more cards, though, that she's going to keep, though. Actually, let me check. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so we just need 1 more card, then. Wait, hold on. Yeah, so we just need 1 more card for Evelyn. As for what that card may be... I honestly don't know. What is there? Is there anything that I could use, potentially? Nightmares are not good. I could use an Elemental Bolt here, and apply just various elemental damage, if I so desire. There's a few cold things in the deck. There's Mirror Images, which would only cover herself, which is not good. Tome of Intellect is a bit interesting. It gives a card draw, but it's not something we need. You know, I could just go with another shifting... No, that's a burn. Never mind. Let's see. You know what? Let's give, I guess, Elemental Bolt a try. Or I could go with Drain Life, because we are suffering from a lot of health damage, technically. It is specified as a shadow spell, though, so I gotta keep that in mind. I'm actually gonna go with Elemental Bolt, I think. Because not only does it apply electricity, it will apply fire and cold. So it's a bit of extra damage type, if we wish to use it. Yeah, I'll grab that. Why not? And with that, Evelyn is roughly set up. that just leaves Andrin, who is an interesting case. How I have him built really depends on what he goes with, but usually it's bleed. So for his perks specifically, you can see that he focuses in stealth and mark, but his main focus is actually bleed. As we have discussed earlier. He also applies vulnerable, so that's another thing to note. So we want to prioritize those three things when we're going through Andrin's deck. Alright, for deflects we can ignore those because they draw one, so that is a good thing to have. He does have a bit too many slices, and he has aim shots and rupture, so rupture's pretty alright, but we're gonna go a ranged build for Andrin. So, in order for that to be more effective, let's just start reorganizing our deck. To start with, Toxic Rain's a good choice, because, well, for one, it's going to apply poison, and two, it's going to apply wet. Having wet is just good for electricity, so Toxic Rain is just that good. Never hurts to have. Okay. For stealth, though, we won't be getting any vanishes or all that, so we're fine on that. Let us see. Find Weakness is a staple that I usually go with, because, well, you can upgrade it to a 0 cost, which is a very good thing if you ever need to just weaken an enemy constantly. And it has been known that you can cycle it with deflects. So we're going to grab Find Weakness. What else are we going to grab? If I'm not mistaken, yep, we grab a Song of Celerity. That will help us with initiative. And we are going to want Vigilance, which will apply Sight, which is a good thing. What else can we grab before we go to the next page? Right, we're aiming for a ranged attack build. Okay, so we won't be getting any ranged attacks here, but we will be grabbing Shadow Step. Shadow Step is going to be our staple when it comes to cycling. Or at least, at the very least, for keeping Andrin's mana up. Alright, for the second amount of cost cards, let's see, what are we grabbing? We want to prioritize ranged bleed builds. So usually multi-shot's a good option here, because it'll attack all monsters and apply bleed. But before I go anywhere, let's see if I can find anything else. Nope. Aim shot we ignore. Alright, hold on. Let me check the highest cost. Okay. We start with Lethal Shot, because that is a solid choice for a bleed and poison. Alright, for costing 3, we either go with Rapid Fire, which is alright, but no, we're not grabbing that, actually. What else do we grab? We could grab Expose Armor, but I personally don't grab it. Well, I do grab it at times, but it's only when I go with Andrin as a melee build. So, a ranged build is not good with Andrin here. Okay, so we're left with nothing there. Okay, we're left with... Okay. We can go with multi-shot. There's poisonous shots, which is not gonna help. Ah, here we go, Shrapnel Shot. Shrapnel Shot is a good one if you're looking to deal a lot of bleed. So we're gonna grab one of these for a 2 cost. We'll grab a multi-shot, and we want that to be upgraded to do bleed. And we should be good to go. Technically we can grab the Saw Blade, that's just a staple ability to have, but I'm not gonna grab it. Not unless it's a corrupted card. There's reason for that, but yeah. The last thing that we are going to absolutely need, as odd as it may sound, is an Uproot. An Uproot is just a staple burn card. It applies some poison and vulnerable, but the key thing is that it purges thorns. Early game and late game, that's a really good thing to have. Alright, with that out of the way, let's remove the staple cards that we don't need. And we'll remove the aim shots as well. That'll bring us down to a 17 card deck. And with the ruptures gone, it should be brought down to a 15. Now, we upgrade. Toxic Rain. We want that to do poison and wet. So we'll make those available. There we go. We make Find Weakness a 0 cost card. Hunter's Mark, we burn. Shadow Step, we keep. Song of Celerity, we make as a innate burn. Uproot, we ignore. Vigilance, we upgrade to the same as Song of Celerity. Multi-shot, we make bleed. Shrapnel shot is not that much of a focus, but we'll still upgrade it all the same. And that just leaves the deflects, which are fine, and the uproot, which we can deal with at a later date. Because we want it to focus on all monsters if we can. But it's an upgrade for a later date. And with that, and only that, we are now finally done. Now let's go and buy some things before we head out. Alright. I kind of wish I got this, but well. Alright, so the Merchant's Badge is going to go to Andrin. I'll give it to Magnus for now. We'll start with Magnus and go from there. Alright, now we got some choices. We can get some beefy stuff. We can get some armor. Alright, so Magnus is going to don the reinforced armor. We'll get Reginald the gold chain. Andrin could probably rock the dagger for now. And we'll leave it at that, but we will get some pets. As you can see, I've unlocked a few pets already, so we will address those, but Andrin's going to get Slimy. Stormy is going to go to Evelyn. Mozzie's good if you have bleed, but it dispels to heal, which is not good for us. At least for our build. Technically you could build around Mozzie, but not that concerned. Magnus, we want to have Hurry Up for the resistance buff. And we can either get Icicle Launcher or we can get Flamey with Fire Ember. I'm going to go with Fire Ember because it's a little bit more rare, but that's just me. Alright, and with that, we can now leave. Let's finally get into the game. Now, I could either go to Caravan here, or I'm going to go with the Morning at the Lake event. Because we need to go see the Stargazer over in this riverside camp, we're going to go down south. And we'll just get going. Alright, Song of Celerity increases our speed. Vigilance allows us to see what they're going to do. We'll do some Adrenaline, get the Deflect off, get the Toxic Rain going. And let us do a Hunter's Mark to start with. And then Lethal Shot for the kill. Sorry about that, the screen was blinking crazy. Not sure why. Alright, so now he's basically on the death throes. We can get the barbed wire out of the way. We will focus on the wild boar behind him. And we'll just pummel him. We don't necessarily need to do the AC bit here, so let's just hope we don't need to worry about it too much, but yeah. Alright, let us do Charge Battery. We can't use the electricity manuals, but we can draw the Shock Nova real quick. Dang. Okay, no, that didn't really help me, but okay. Rip. Alright, let's leave it as that. Okay. Burn, and that just leaves our Reginald. Alright, it's choosing a random hero, so what we want to do is protect from evil. We'll do Healing Rain. Okay, I'm not sure what's going on. I'm getting a lot of blinking. Alright, we'll do a bunch of Foresight. We don't necessarily need to do that, but, you know, it helps. Alright. And with that, we've got some damage, but it's inconsequential enough that it doesn't matter, and we're good. Round 2. Alright. As you can see, there's some upgrades that we want, or could use. We'll grab Healing Rain, because more electricity, more power, basically. Unstable Power, not worth it. None of these are worth it. Intimidate might be worth it, but honestly we've got enough that we don't need to worry about it. Healing Rain, on the other hand, is a good one to have. Alright, Morning at the Lake. Following a carriage trail, you arrive at Lake Silenthia. Usually this lake is already crowded with locals who fish, trade... Okay, nobody's around. Okay, interesting. Alright. Let us look around for something unusual. We found an underwater chest, and we find 2 notes. You want a treasure? I buried it in the Silenthia forest under a big tree. Find the tree and my treasure will be yours. The second note is a sketch of the tree. You don't know where the tree could be, but maybe some local people do. Interesting. Okay, so we need to go to Stargazer anyways, so what we're going to do is we're going to map our path out to the forest ruins. And we are probably going to go to the werewolf stall. Oh no, wait, then we won't be able to get to the goblin settlement, which is a decent one. Alright, let's just keep going on the southern plains. It's fine. Obelisk Corruption. It's a bit too rough for me, so I'm not going to take the L on that, so yeah. We'll just take what we can. Alright, Double Toxic Rain, Vigilance, Song of Celerity, Shadow Step. Alright. Barbed Wire it up. Let us barricade next. And we could probably... Blood Rage, Piercing Howl, and decide on who we're going to target. I guess we can target the boar that's moving the fastest. There we go. Okay, we got Shock Nova. I could draw some cards. Let's get the Elemental Bolt out. What one do we want to discard? Let's discard... We don't need Cold Spark just yet. Alright. Do we want to suffer the loss of all this mana? I'd say yes. It's worth it. Alright, that's 3 enemies dealt with in 1. For the most part, anyways. That heal unfortunately brought them to full health, but that's fine. We'll just make sure everything's good to go. I guess plus the spark is something to keep in mind. It don't matter. The point is that we got the kill off. So multi-shots for the kill. As you can see, it's going to be a smooth sailing to begin with, so we got to keep that in mind, but hey. All good in the at the end of the day. We'll get some more rain for our character here. Do we need shield warding? No, but we can use a detoxify, because that will be useful later on. It usually always is. Okay, trace is nice, but not needed. Yep, we're basically golden there. Now the Stargazer. I need to do a quick Google search to see what specifically you need to do, but yeah. Alright, so let's see. You need to either ask or pay. Okay, well, we've got the money. Let's offer him 300 gold for a basic divination. But let me do some narration, actually. Because I keep forgetting to do that. You arrive at the camp near the river. Here you see a strange humanoid figure with a squid-like head and large black eyes that reflect the stars on the horizon, although it is not yet dark. You have never seen anyone like him before. Perhaps he is not from this world. As you approach, he says to you, "Hello, travelers. Don't be afraid. I see you have a promising future ahead of you. If you wish, I can do a divination for you." As we did, we paid 300 gold for the basic divination. He takes the gold, and seeming to make a little extra effort at divination, he looks you in the eyes and says, "I see you travel through a distant land and face powerful enemies. By the way, I can see how you will meet my brother in Velkarath. Greet him for me." Well, there you go. And for spending a bit of gold, we managed to get a few interesting spells. Now, a few of them we probably gonna just dip away from. Exploit openings, not that good. Song of Celerity, Blur, not that good. Ray of Frost is definitely worth considering because it is a vanish, and it's technically a corrupt card, so we can grab it if we so desire. Do I grab it? I mean, worst case I get rid of it, but it's extra damage, so we'll grab it. And Profane, oddly enough, I'm going to grab, strictly because it's only a Profane card that is a corrupted card. Corrupted cards are basically good to have anytime you have them. So usually you want to grab them, just don't grab too many. Just grab what you want, or need, rather. Because of the way we're going to be going, I don't think we can get away with helping Otis, so sorry, buddy. This time around, we won't be able to help Otis, but we can go to the Moonglade, I think. Do I want to get treasure? They said there's a treasure chest somewhere. I'm gonna say no because I want to favor the Goblin Settlement, specifically. Ooh, a mana gem. That's not bad. 2 dark and 1 decay. How many are gonna attack? I think I might be able to make it out without too much trouble, and the mana gem is just extra mana, so it's hard not to consider grabbing this. Especially as an innate, no less. Just having it alone would be immensely helpful. It's much like the shifting scroll in that sense. It's a great quick boost for casting spells. I'm gonna give it a go. Why not? We have the power to do it, and worst case, if we don't like it, we can ditch it. Later on, anyways. Toxic Rain. Alright, I think everything's fine. It keeps blinking. I'm not sure why. Alright, we get the sight off. We can get deflect off. Another deflect. Normally these cards end up going together. I'm not sure why. I guess it's just how it goes, but yeah. We want to vulnerable the Dryad here. We'll get Expert Tracker on this. Ray of Frost. Okay. That's an interesting one. Okay. Let's keep it. And then we'll just get stealthy with Andrin. From here, entrench. Just straight up. Transfusion, unfortunately, cannot be used just yet, but we can wait on that. And from here, we can immediately use Ray of Frost on anybody. We're going to use it on the weakened Dryad, though, just to make our jobs easier. We will get some charged batteries in there, like so. And because, well, we'll use it anyways. We'll get the charged battery here, and we'll get that discarded. There you go. They're going to be discarded anyway, so yeah. It don't matter. Alright, now we can use Profane if we so desire. Profane is basically a single target, but quick to kill. Alright, we'll keep buffing Andron's stuff. We'll get Foresight on these two guys. Otherwise, we don't need to use the heal just yet. So yeah. Alright. But otherwise, the regeneration is going to be doing me wonders because I have a special effect with regeneration. Regeneration ends up healing everybody who's adjacent to them as well, with the same amount of healing. So that's going to be good in certain circumstances, when damage is a bit too rough. Alright, we're going to want Hunter's Mark, Adrenaline, we'll do multi-shot and Shrapnel Shot. And as you can tell, oddly enough, it seems to be working. The reason Bleed is working on Bleed immune enemies is because of the effect that's working on it. So it's basically allowing for Bleed to go through Bleed immune enemies as a poison effect. That's just a specific effect that's going on. Alright, we'll get Enraged, so we get the draw for Blood Feeding. We can Intimidate, Piercing Howl, get some more moolah that way. Okay. We don't get a dang thing from there, but that's fine. Alright, Rain. 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 And now we're dealing 14 more damage with each strike. That's enough to take out the person. And we can get an Elemental Bolt at 1 mana this time. Protection from Evil's nice and all, but we shouldn't need it. Yeah, we just need a bubble up, and there we go. That should be enough. There we go. Evelyn managed to get the Mana Gem, and we've got yet another Rain. I think we have reached a point where Rains are going to be a bit more hampering than beneficial. You know what? Let's get more Rain. Why not? Let's cover the battlefield in Rain. This healing Rain is not that good, but we can convert it eventually, so we'll grab it anyways. We'll just have 4 sets of Rain. Why not? The battlefield's going to be very wet. Alright. From here, we go to the Moon Ritual. And let's take out the Dryad. Why not? Okay. With that, we get Song Celerity, Vigilance, Toxic Rain, get Deflect on, and we want to Hunter's Mark the Elder Dryad before Shadow Stepping. We'll ignore Expert Tracker for now. From here, we Battle Plan. So we get Entrench at the next turn, I think. Barricade should be fine as is, but we should definitely put Blood Feasting next turn. So that will give us Barricade, it will give us Intimidate, which debuffs her any further. Piercing Howl will get everybody, Barbed Wire will help us protect us a bit. And there we go. From here, we use Mana Gem. We have an instant Ray of Frost, but we'll use Water to start with. Then we will use Ray of Frost. And then we'll finalize it off with a Dark Ritual. And because of a Shifting Scroll... Yeah, Shifting Scroll will only discard the card anyway, so we don't use that. Well, I guess we could have, and probably drawn it later, but it's fine. For now, let's get everything wet. We'll get some Innervate on Evelyn. Focus the Foresight on the girl. Heal up Evelyn with a little bit of a bubble. And there we go. More rain. More rain. Let's get some adrenaline. Let's pop some lethal shots. Shrapnel shots. Uproot the one here. Alright, Magnus. Gonna throw down an Entrench, get Blood Rage going. Piercing Howl and Blood Feed, so he heals up. But you can see the potency that's coming along with this, though. I'm sure. Alright, Healing Rain. Healing Rain. Protection from evil if we so desire. We don't need the other two, but yeah. Yep, nope. The Elder Dryad is now within Death's clutches, I guess? Yeah, we just... Whoop, and it's victory. Alright. We don't need anything here, nothing here. Do we need anything here? Not really, no. Barbed wire is nice, but not needed. So we'll leave it there. Alright, let's wait a bit to pick up the Moonstone. And then we go. Alright, let's see. What do we grab? We can cast Moonfire now, which is basically a fire spell. I think we're going to grab the Silver Chalice for Reginald. It'll increase his healing by 1. We are going to grab the... I think we grab the Forest Crown for Magnus. This will increase his health a little bit. The Dryad Mask is definitely going to Evelyn, I think. Because that'll give her basically a Moonfire shot. And I haven't grabbed it yet, but I'll grab the Old Horseshoe. Just to see what it does. And now we can level up. What I usually go? Wolfguard. That is my staple for Magnus, and it's usually a defensive one. For Andrin, usually I can go with Wild Hunt without issue. But I much prefer Maneuver, because it applies for 1 use, but it allows you to draw a bunch of cards. Elemental Proliferation is just an Evelyn staple, and Focus Heal is a Reginald staple for me. But yeah, let's move. Alright, let's accept the offer from Rimuri. Basically, this is a reference to a game. As a result, you get a bunch of... you basically get buffed up. Or everybody does. The buffer is draw 1, gain 3 regeneration, and 2 vitality. Which is really good. Alright, and now we have Yilmer's Awakening. Oh, nope, before that we got the 4 steps. Alright, for the 4 steps, it is an extreme difficulty. When a hero plays a card, a random monster gains thorns. Right, this is an interesting one. Do I think I have enough potential to kill these guys before they start racking up the damage? I do think I can manage that. Do we want coins and shards, or do we want the exotic equipment? I'm gonna hold off on the exotic equipment in favor of the coins and shards, I think. Yes, I could have gone for the exotic shop because I have a ton of gold, but I think I need to prepare for the next, the second act, mainly. Alright, with that, we get on the offensive. We start with Enrage. We then throw down a barricade. Throw in Wolfguard to make Magnus a bit more defensive. Captain's Howl. Do we need Blood Rage? No, not really. But we will need to take out the Dryad here, so let's focus on her. There we go. They're going to suffer a lot of thorns, so I gotta keep that in mind as I'm going along. But that should be fine. Alright, we'll get Hunter's Mark. Toxic. We'll keep Uproot just in case. I should have used multi-shot though. That's my mistake. But that's fine. We'll live with our decisions. Alright. First a mana. Then the Ray of Frost goes over to her. We'll get some rain. We'll get the... I guess we get this. Okay. We don't have any electricity-based spells, so that's my mistake, but whatever. Alright. Healing Rain. More wetness. We will deal with this Dryad first. Foresight on her, Foresight on him. We don't need the heal yet, so we'll save our mana. And we just wait for the rest. Alright. Okay, with this build, we can get some barbed wire ourselves. Let us intimidate the Dryad here. Throw down some piercing howls to weaken them even further. Andrin should be good enough to take out the rest with ease. We'll throw down a Toxic Rain. Alright. Do I think I can take her out? Not without debuffing her and seeing if... Yep, we got a way better one. Let's use Lethal Shot. There we go. Now she's in death range. We will use that on Evelyn. And we want to focus her... let's see. She gets 7 mana, so that's enough for 4, 6, 7... So we won't be able to get Prismatic Field or Dark Ritual off. Unless we change our plans. No, we're fine. We can live without Dark Ritual for now. Alright, it's now Reginald's turn. We just Healing Rain it up. Let us get Protect from Evil up. We'll get a heal on Andrin. And we wait for the Dryad to die. Nope. She's still barely clinging to life. But, oh, never mind. Lightning had another plan, it seems. Alright. Normally, Elemental Proliferation goes first. Then we throw in the Cold Spark on the weaker enemy, so we go for... We're gonna go for him, because he has less thorns on. We normally don't want to target both, because thorns just makes it a lot harder. But yeah. I don't think we have any choice here. We're just gonna have to suffer a bit. Okay. Yeah, unfortunately for him, he's not going to get out of this unscathed. So we can Lethal Shot for the kill if we Shadow... No, we can't. Okay, never mind. Okay, Shrapnel Shot. There. Done. Now, there is a bit of damage, but that's fine. We'll live with it. And we should be good to go. Let's claim these. Shock Nova, we don't need. Vigilance, we're fine on. And Steel Skin, we don't need. Okay. Now we go to Yilmer's Awakening. We're going to ambush them by using the Moonstone as a lure. And with that, it's made our job a little bit easier. From here, we are going to battle plan to start with. We want Entrenched to be on our second turn. And if we can, I'm guessing a Piercing Howl will be pretty good. So, Barricade, Piercing Howl, Intimidate, and Siphon. There we go. We then use Vigilance, Song of Celerity, Toxic Rain. We'll get a maneuver going for Shrapnel Shot on this guy. Hunter's Mark to make it even better. Alright, even more Fine Weakness. And onto Evelyn, who is going to have a very tight deck. We don't need Transmission though. Alright, let's end it there, and there we go. That is near enough a kill, jeez. Alright, to start with, we activate the Mana Gem. Then we get the Charge Battery. We follow up with the Rain. Shifting Scroll. Do we want to get rid of anything in our deck? Currently not, so let's just pound this dude with as much spells as we need. Alright, from here, Healing Rain, Healing Rain. We are going to use Barrier on Evelyn to heal, and then we'll just spam Foresight. And we haven't even begun the first round, and he's already that much damaged, which is really good. That means we've got an effective build going on. Now, if we can get the Excellent bonus, that's going to be even better. Alright, let's remove purge his Thorns. We'll get Deflect, we'll get Toxic Rain going, Shadow Step, and Multi-Shot for damage. Now, to give you enough rough idea, basically every charge of Stealth gives a 20% bonus to damage. That's why I'm using it before I attack. We're going to Barbed Wire ourselves up. We'll give the Wolf Guard to Magnus. Piercing Howl for extra effect. Alright, now it's Evelyn's turn. We go with the Cold Spark to start with. We get Mana Gem, Charge Battery, Rain. Then we draw in the Elemental Bolt for 1 mana and put it at the top of our deck, which is nice. Then we throw in another Healing Rain, as we do. We get Anthem of Hope, which will give some card draw. Protection from Evil for a big buff of HP. And we'll get a heal for the 1 HP that's lost on Andrin. Alright. He is currently now at half health, which is good. Although we did lose some charges, it's fine. We'll Toxic Rain, we'll Deflect twice, get Fine Weakness going, and we will Shrapnel Shot? Yeah, Shrapnel Shot, because more bleed. Alright, Magnus is now up. We're going to Enrage. We're going to Blood Rage. We're going to Transfuse. Captain's Howl. Intimidate. From here, we Barricade and Butcher for massive amounts of bleed. Now, I really should get like a double damage bleed, but it's fine. We've basically won. And we won in round 3. We've cleansed the man. Alright, let's see. We've got a bunch of cards we can choose from. I'm kind of surprised I have a deck full of Healing Rain. Or at least 5 cards worth of Healing Rain. But hey, that's not a bad thing. Spark of Life. Regeneration drops from It jumps from 4 with a 25% bonus. Interesting. Okay, so basically the healing done is 11, and it basically increases by 25% its original amount. So that 11 will boost up a bit more. This is a decent spell, and I'm probably going to grab it, if only for the regeneration buff. Because what I usually do for my buddy here is regeneration is the way to go. Of course, healing is actually pretty good, but because it's a burn, it's a decent grab, I think. What we want to do, preferably, is to go with the random heroes here still, but we're going to get 2 regen instead of 1. So that'll basically turn it into a 3. We want this to burn, put simply. That's the goal. Sharpening Knife. This is a really good spell if you're looking to increase your damage output. It is a small weapon, but it's a good one for Andrin. So I'll grab that. Sever Artery. Another good spell. Not so good for the build because it's very costly, and our tank, or Magnus, our tank, kinda needs the mana to supply for everybody else. Alright. That is enough to get us some stuff here. And I guess we'll see what we get. Alright. So we can get a Shield of Thorns for Magnus. That'd be a pretty good one. Yilmer's Branch is usually the staple for our cleric here. Yggdrasil's Root's pretty nice, but we don't need it for him. Instead, we are going to give it to our ranger, I think? No, I don't know. No, we'll give Magnus the Shield of Thorns, obviously, because that'll help with getting a bit defensive. It's definitely going to be replaced at some point, but it's fine for now. Alright, Jewelry. That is an option as well. I'm going to go with... the round sheet's on. No. We're going to go with the gold ring here, and we'll give Evelyn the Yggdrasil root. We can always get some better stuff later. Alright, we have 2 paths we can go. Well, we got 3 paths. We got the red portal, green portal, and blue portal. We've already been through the green portal and the blue portal. We're going to go to the red portal now. Because that is where the quest is going to take us, to be honest. The group went across the obelisk, and in an instant found themselves in another place, far, far from Silenthia's forest. One of the mysteries of the obelisk has just been revealed to them. In ancient times, the obelisk was used as a means of transportation. Since reaching this land by road would take several days, they searched for signs that the princess or Lord Hanzek had been there, and found 2 pairs of footprints leading away from the area. The group looked to the horizon and saw that another obelisk in the area that was active. Undoubtedly, the princess and Lord Hanzek had something to do with the activation of the obelisks. Next destination of the group was clear. I've got to remember. But I digress. We've got to go to my dude over here, and he will give us the quest. Okay, so we've got to go do Raider Patrol. We could definitely do the Raging Beast as well while we're at it. Yeah, so we've got a rough idea of what we need to do. Now, shopping. The main thing we want to get overcross, or mainly the things that we want to get is upgrades. Upgrades, people, upgrades. First and foremost, Mass Dispel. That is the key item that I was talking about earlier with Reginald. He needs that. It's just too hard to pass up. Alright, Healing Rain. We want that to be upgraded to a global, much like the other one. So all of these are global. They're applying 2 regeneration, or 2 wet and 3 regeneration. It doesn't account for everybody else, but it's a key thing here. Alright, Mass Dispel. We want it to retain, so we're keeping that like so. As for this, we just got upgraded to a regen of 3 and heal 12. Evelyn, we want you to focus on the fire aspect. So we're going to upgrade the elemental bolt in the fire direction. As for rain, we want it on all monsters. So we're going to apply it to all monsters specifically and go from there. Charge battery's fine, but otherwise that's good. Alright, any other upgrades I need to cover? I guess the mana gem could probably go back to... We can make it a vanish energize, I guess. Because that's going to be a little bit better. It is basically 3 mana for free. So yeah, we'll grab that. And I guess we'll have to leave the rest of the upgrades for later. Town upgrades, we can get advanced divination, if we so desire now. But it's not a big issue. As for Reginald's big deck, let's see. We can get rid of some foresights, actually. We don't need that many. In fact, we can get rid of all of them. We don't need them. Foresight, basically good if you want to figure out what you're doing, or what the enemy is doing specifically. Otherwise, it's kind of useless. Okay, so for this, we're going to want the battle axe, obviously, because the bleed is important. Not so much the melee attack, but the bleed is definitely important. Alright, Faith Ring. That is going to be grabbed because it gives a additional charge of courage. Alright, reduces the cost of the highest card in your hand by 2 until discarded. We'll grab the Dream Spear for Evelyn. Heater Shield, not really. We're good on that. Alright, I think we're golden. Yep. Anything else we want, we can just get later. Alright, from here, we're gonna go to deal with the Bifurcarian. Do we want this? I'm gonna say not this time? Although it would increase my score. I'm gonna say no. I think it's a bit too dangerous now. Alright, barbed wire. Let's see. Who are we targeting? We're targeting the back line. Alright, we butchered the back line here. Blood Rage for extra mana. Just in case I need it. We get Vigilance, Song of Celerity, Deflect, Adrenaline, follow up with Find Weakness, and boom. Basically death. Okay, from here, we used a mana gem. We could actually use Shifting Scroll here. Get ourselves a rain if we so desire. We'll discard the rain, why not? Alright, Ray of Frost goes to this man in the back. Then we follow up with Electricity. There we go. Now, we spam Healing Rain. All of the Healing Rain. Then we get Prayer of Healing active. And now we've got a ton of regeneration, as you can tell. Yeah, that's the benefit with going this build. You get a ton of regeneration. Or at least I believe it's the benefit of the build. Nope. Okay, that goes one guy. Okay, that dude's stealth, so that's not good. But we can follow up with Toxic Rain, so it's not like we're completely out of the shadows. what we're going to do is we're going to, I guess, just straight up multi-shot. Oh, we managed to get him as well. Nice. And then we'll activate maneuver. It will only apply once it activates. Or rather, once it activates, so it's not like a duration thing. So we can use it whenever we want, basically. Alright, we're going to... Piercing Howl. We'll Intimidate. Transfusion onto the dude here. And Blood Feeding for mana. Or health, rather. Alright, that leaves Evelyn. And she's throwing in the power. We'll get Rain. Transmission. Prismatic Field. And a Dark Ritual if we so desire. Magnus needs more mana. Why not? Give him some more defense. And the heals coming in clutch with the 21 regeneration, just healing everybody. Now the benefit of Mass Dispel. I can get rid of 3 negative effects each time I use it. That's really nice when you're in a pinch. Alright, time to take these guys out for good. Alright, we do Sharpening Knife. Alright, we do some Deflects real quick. Alright, from here we uproot you, I guess. And shrapnel you, find weakness. And we will give Evelyn some card manipulation. Everything looks to be in order, so we'll leave that alone. And with that, we enrage for mana. Entrench for everybody's block. Barbed wire. That. This. Battle plan. Oh, we didn't need to use it, but whatever. Oh, it goes on the top deck anyways, so whatever. Alright, and we should be able to get away with really any spell, so Rain, Cold Spark, Shock. Let's do it. And that is cleansed. From here, we don't need anything from this group of cards. We don't need anything from here. Nothing from here, nothing from here. Good. Alright, Raider Patrol. Bordering the cliff, you see a man with the appearance of a merchant, running in a hurry. A few meters from him, a patrol of goblin archers, or goblin raiders, is chasing him and will catch him shortly. If you wish to intervene, you can attempt a quick ambush, but failing may result in the merchant being killed before you can react. Let's try and ambush him, for the chance. Hey, just barely. You successfully ambushed them. One of the raiders was killed instantly, the others were stunned. Alright, and with this, we can start getting the fight going. First we enrage, then we entrench. This will give us some room to work with. We then do that, and Wolf Guard, so Magnus is fully guarded, and everybody's got a nice little fortify. It's a good starting turn. Song of Celerity, Vigilance, 2 Toxic Rains for the extra damage, I guess. Adrenaline, and Expert Tracker, so that leave Evelyn with a choice. We're going to go with Cold Spark being gone, and there we go. That's her turn. And now, let's see what we get. Alright, Ray of Frost, Shining Scroll. Let's activate the mana. Alright, Ray of Frost is a good one, but where do we use it on? We'll use it on the Raider here. Then we'll use the Elemental Bolt on you. We'll use the Charged Battery on you. And Shifting Scroll can be used to get Rain. Okay, well, never mind, I guess. Well, at least we're getting a ton of mana, regardless. Alright, Healing Rain goes in. We get Innervate on Andrin, so he's got 3 mana instead of 2 this round. None of my healing needs to be used, so we will leave it at that. Alright, we patiently wait. And let's see. Alright, so this guy has evasion, so we won't be able to do anything to him. We can attack the Marauder, though, and get him in execution range. We will use Maneuver and Shadow Step, and thankfully we managed to get multi-shots. So there we go. That'll make things a bit easier to take out this raider, who has managed to avoid our attacks. We will go with Barbed Wire. We'll get Intimidate on this dude. Purge. Battle Plan, we'll get the 2 cards and put them on top of the deck. Not that we need to anyways, but hey. It's the little things. Alright. From here, we use Rain. We will use the charge over on this dude. We'll use Dark Ritual on Magnus. Yeah, Magnus. And we've got a mana gem which we don't need to use just yet. We'll save that for a prime moment. But otherwise, Healing Rain. Prayer of Protection. We don't need any... Well, we can use. We'll use Spark of Life to heal everybody. Alright, that gives some regeneration here and there. The card draw is the most important, and we will give Magnus the barrier. There we go. We are unfortunately in round 3, so we don't get the excellent reward, but we do get the great reward, which is equally as good. Okay, deflect, deflect. Alright, Shadow Step, Shrapnel Shot, there we go. Took a bit of effort, but it managed to get in the kill in the end. Alright, none of these are appealing, so we'll ditch those. Yep, nothing too good. Alright, we take the gold and leave. From here, we go to the Raging Beast. Now we have 2 choices. We can either leave or take on this beast, but let me explain. You arrive at the entrance of a cave, and a pile of small bones catch your attention. They're clearly goblin bones. From where you are, you can hear the goblin-eating creature. It seems to be quite large and furious. The cave does not appear to be very large, and the only valuable things that can be found here are those that the creature carries with it, and any goblin remains. It is up to you to go in and face the beast. Let's go fight it. Why not? As you enter the cave, you see 2 huge red eyes shine. You quickly get used to the darkness of the cave and see a large minotaur before you. Suddenly, he charges at you. And behold, we deal with the minotaur. For this, it's not that bad. Barbed Wire, Intimidate. If you do things right, you're basically golden. Unfortunately for Magnus, there is no bleed on this guy just yet, so we will have to wait on that. But we should be able to do enough prep to get what we need. Alright, Toxic Rain. Find Weakness. Alright, this is the most we can do with bleed. Yeah, we're gonna have to just do that, unfortunately. It's the most we can do with our build right now. Alright. With this, we can Cold Spark him. We can Ray of Frost him. Use a mana gem. We'll use Transmission to help Andrin out. Shifting spell, basically discard, so we don't want that. Alright, we are left with Healing Rain, so we'll use those to heal up. He is going to start suffering from an immense amount of bleed, so we will have to keep that in mind, but that is fine. Spark of Life, I'm going to use it just to increase our regeneration amount. Because it never hurts to have a high regeneration in this build. Because everybody's healing. Okay. We follow up with Toxic Rain. We'll get Maneuver activated, so we can get Sharpening Knife to draw 2 cards. We will use Adrenaline. We'll use Uproot, and we will use Shrapnel Shot to finish it off. And Expert Tracker. That's a lot of rain. I'm fine with that. And now we've got Magnus. Magnus is going to use Barricade. We'll follow up Captain Howl. We'll get Piercing Howl for 10. We'll get the last one for... To put it simply, we've got a 55 negative 55 to resistances. HP's lost 1 a turn, and negative 9 because of lightning. But that basically doubles our damage, for the most part. That'll help our attacks get through, put simply, which is the good thing. Alright, from here, we should be able to just mana gem. We'll do Quick Rain. Not exactly what I was expecting, but hey, that's just how it go. We're gonna get Andrin some extra buffer there. And while I would love to use Elemental Proliferation, we won't be able to use it just yet. Alright. Now, let us beef up Magnus's mana. We'll use Anthem of Hope, maybe? No, let's use Profane to get rid of his rage and healing. Then we'll use Healing Rain to make him even more wet. Ah, I should... Wrong order. L. Bad order on my part. Oh well. Alright, Toxic Rain. Deflect. Shadow Step and Lethal Shot. And I guess I'll throw in another mark. Ah, the pain's coming in. Good thing I got a lot of healing ahead of me. Alright, Rain. Charge Battery. Oh, no, he's dead. Never mind. Thought I had to do a bit more, but no, never mind. Alright, Desperate Prayer. Specific hero, 4 mana. Tempting, but no. Pyroblast, I'm not a Fire Mage. Blade Fury, Neurotoxin. Neurotoxin is an interesting one. Because while I don't have a lot of poison, well, I do have quite a bit of poison, I don't use it enough. I'll buy that later on if I get a specific ring, but no, I'm going to avoid it for now. Throw Bolas, I mean, it's an interesting one. It gets rid of Invasion, but... no, I'm not going to grab it. If I'm going to grab anything, it's going to be Bleed. Edge of Fury. 2 slashing damage, and 2 times a turn when you play a melee attack, gain 2 Fury. When you heal a hero, apply 1 powerful and plus 1 regeneration. Alright. Yeah, no, this is going to Reginald immediately. Edge of Fury is going to go to... Oh, do we go Red Cape? Let's grab Red Cape, because that gives Taunt, which is really good. Well... No, we give Andrin Edge of Fury. No, wait, no. Edge of Fury is best used on Magnus, because every time he attacks, he's basically well, every 2 times he attacks, he's getting Fury. And Fury basically adds Bleed, which is basically his gimmick. He passes Bleed on the others. Red Cape is nice, but not needed. You know what? No. Alright, hold on. Oh, there we go. Alright, Minotaur Horn definitely goes to him. Let's see. Cloak of Evasion, no. We're not using the Frozen Orb. Okay, yeah, no. We're giving the Red Cape to Magnus. I would love to use Edge of Fury, but I think the Red Cape's a bit better. Alright, Andrin is going to be using the Edge of Fury, strictly because he's going to deal a lot more damage. So he'll basically be suffering a little bit, but that's the advantage. That's an advantage to him. Dryad Mask will leave because it's pretty good, and the resistances are nice. I guess I could get the Ruby Alliant. Nah. We'll just get the gold. Alright, Express Delivery. Alright. You arrive at the camp and see another squid head resting. As you approach, he says, "Hello, adventurers. I see you have met my brother. I am Nesglet, first mate of Semino's merchant ship, on a mission to reconnoiter these lands and collect interesting objects. I already have a delivery ready, but I'm exhausted from the heat. I see in your future that you will meet Captain Simio. If you bring him this package for me, I'll be able to accompany you on your future travels. Only one of you can carry the package in its accessory slot." So, what this means is basically somebody is going to lose their accessory. And considering our choices, I think Andrin or Magnus loses theirs. Or I go with Evelyn. I'm gonna go with Andrin. Yeah, well, no, actually, no. Let's go with Magnus. I think that's better. Yeah, no, I forgot. It makes you suffer 3 speed loss. Alright, no. We're gonna give this to Evelyn, strictly because she is going to be slow as heck, and it will just give her a chance to plan out her methods of attack. You take the package and promise to deliver it to Simo when you see him. Before you leave, you rest a bit. Nesglet tells you that you will meet him in the void between worlds and give you some magic shards for your trouble. So now we have the quest Simo. From here we go to the mountainside, and let's see. Putrefaction? Or putrefaction? I don't know. Pointedly, it just makes the monsters deal 3 dark and 1 decay. And they're immune to dark and decay, too. Do we want to remove cards? Honestly, no. We'll just boost up our gold and shard limit. Why not? Don't see a reason why we can't, after all. Alright, from here we use Wolfguard. Piercing Howl. We will, and who are we going to attack? We're going to attack the Fiend. We're going to intimidate him. And we're going to spam him with the attacks. And there we go. Alright, we focus on the Fiend, so Vigilance, Song of Celerity, Toxic Rain, Deflect. Okay, we don't have enough for Lethal Shot, but we can get the Sharpening Knife. And we'll get some more poison on him. As you can tell, this area is notorious for its fire magic, so we gotta keep that in mind, but hopefully we should be fine. Alright, he's suffering from a lot of debuffs, so that's unfortunate, but that's fine. We'll get some Healing Rain active, we'll get some Innervate going on for Magnus. We'll get a Prayer of Protection going. And we will remove his mark and give him a quick heal. And we'll throw in Focus Heal just to be safe. For his next heal, that is. Alright. We are left with the Mana Gem and Rain Frost and all that jazz. We're going to start with Cold Spark. Get him down low enough. Then we'll use the Mana Gem. We will follow up with the Ray of Frost, and we're going to use that on the Lava Elemental. And then we finalize with the Dark Ritual, which we'll give to Andrin. We'll suffer some damage, but that's fine. And Shifting Scroll we'll ignore. Honestly, probably going to ditch Shifting Scroll in favor of more room, but that's probably just... yeah. It doesn't work with all builds, but that's just par for the course. Alright, Adrenaline. Yep. We will use Maneuver, then we use Multi-Shot to draw 3. Throw in Toxic Rain, find Weakness, Hunter's Mark, and Expert Tracker on Magnus, I guess? Yeah, that works. And Shadow Step. Before I continue, I'm going to be right back real quick and see if anything's going on. And by the time I return, we will see what's going on. It shouldn't take 1-2 minutes, but yeah. See you guys in a bit. Okay, I'm now back. Yeah, no, I just needed to check up on something real quick. Alright, with that we end our turn here. And let's see what else is going on. Alright. Oh wait, hold on. I need to check something real quick on Andrin when I get the chance. Alright, first, Healing Rain. Proliferate. I guess I could use it on him. It's 45 damage after all. Yeah, why not? We'll use Barrier on Magnus. We don't need to use the Detox, but I'll give it to him just in case. Alright, let's beef up. We need to Enrage. Let's activate Battle Plan. Alright. We need to get Entrenched on the back burner. And what else? Let's get Piercing Howl because it's the weaker of the two. And then we can get a Barricade going. We can get Barbed Wire. Captain's Howl. And Blood Rage if we use. So for extra mana. There we go. Lightning deals with the weakest enemy, I guess. We've got 2 cost on the Shock Nova, which is nice. We'll activate that. We will activate the Electricity Manual on Shock Nova. Get some rain. Kind of a shame that I couldn't... Yeah, kind of a shame I didn't use the rain on that. But that's fine. Andrin gets the extra mana, and then we're good to go. Now we just gotta take these guys out, which should be too hard. Just a quick bit of Toxic Rain. Bit of a Deflect going. Alright, who will focus on this dude because he's a bit stronger. Get that going. Shrapnel Shot on that dude. That'll get into kill range. Entrench for everybody, so we get some extra block. Intimidate. Piercing Howl. And we can probably get some damage there. Blood Rage, just for extra mana. Now they should be within death range. Yep. It's just not something Reginald can probably do, so we'll just get Healing Rain going. We'll get the heal on Magnus. Anthem of Hope, so that we get some extra card draw. And Death. There we go. Okay, let's see. Card draws. We managed to get another Spark of Life, an upgraded version no less. I'd say we can grab this. We can grab another. Why not? It's extra gen after all, so I'm not going to complain. This I'm fine with. Uproot all monsters, that is a definite grab. What else? These I can ignore. There we go. Alright, we're now at the Lava Cascade. So we go here. Before we do that, let us grab this. We're going to grab Defensive Mastery. We're going to grab Ranged Mastery. We're going to grab Elemental Amplifier and Healing Surge. I won't bother explaining them. Well, I guess I can. Where is it? Level and traits. Defensive Mastery basically means all block cards -1 cost. So things like that Reinforce that I got is going to be -1. Ranged Mastery is basically the same thing, except for ranged weapons. Elemental Amplifier, +2 burn, chill, and spark. So if I ever use either of those, it's basically going to be 2 points effective. And Healing Surge. Anytime I use a healing spell, I recover 1 mana, or 1 energy, as it's called, and I grant Bless to the most damaged hero. Bless basically means +1 damage and heal received. Or damage done and heal received is +1 per charge, I should specify. Anyways, the point is that I get to heal with 1 energy less with Reginald. Basically meaning the first cost cards are going to be free. Okay, we can go for the chest, we can ignore the chest and climb to the top. So we have the choice. We can either go to the chest, we can ignore the chest and climb to the top, or we can get to the top with the chest, which is way harder. Now, the only concern is that you're going to suffer an injury. So I'm going to just ignore the chest and climb up to the top so we can make this trip a bit quicker, in hopes. Unfortunately, we fail, so we won't be able to get anywhere further. Okay, we can get Andron an Adrenaline card, which is pretty good. It means he's basically getting an additional mana. So long as we're willing to go through Armageddon, which is basically meteorites upon meteorites every round for all monsters. I'm not gonna lie, I don't want to go through that. That's an instant death right there. That's like 30 damage each round. That would mean Magnus had to draw, like, perfects, in addition to making sure things just didn't go awry. Alright, we go Piercing Howl. Who are we targeting? We're targeting the guys at the back, because they are the most annoying. Alright. Okay, Song of Celerity, Vigilance, Adrenaline. We'll target you. We'll use Maneuver to draw 2 additional cards. And we get Shrapnel Shot, which is pretty good. But I'm going to go with Sharpening Knife because extra damage. And it'll give us a Sharpen bonus, which will increase damage by 5. Which is really good. Alright, Healing Rain. We will grab Barrier? Yeah, we'll use Barrier, Prayer Protection, and nothing else. There we go. Alright, we be patient. From here, we use Rain. We use Mana Gem to increase our mana. Shock Nova. Dang, we ran out of mana. Okay, we use electricity to get Shock Nova at 3 cost. Let us get a rain real quick. And we'll discard the Ray of Frost for now, and that way we can apply another rain. So that way they are now at 10 wet, which is pretty good. Oh, right. They suffer from fire, so they're going to get rid of the wet ability. But that's fine. Alright, we got the uproot for all monsters, so we're going to grab that. We'll use the uproot on a specific one. I guess we'll use it on the pyromancer in the back there. Magnus, we want to specify, so let's get rid of... we don't need Transfusion just yet. Intimidate's fine. Piercing Howl... Yeah, the other two. The other 4 are fine. Alright, we throw in Healing Rain in abundance. Then we Spark of Life it up like crazy. And yeah, we're good. The regeneration shall do the rest. From here we use Entrench, Barricade, we use Barbed Wire, Captain's Howl, Intimidate, and Blood Rage for extra mana. Now the damage comes in. Now my hope for Evelyn is that I get her a high cost card at some point. But honestly, I'm not holding hope. Alright, we get Shock Nova up again. From here we use Dark Ritual again, Transmission for extra mana, and now Andron's up rocking a ton of mana, which is good. And now we take out the Pyromancer before he can summon anything, because that is a gimmick that they're used to. Alright, we'll quickly draw some more stuff. Toxic Rain. Find Weakness. Choose Lethal Shot here. Shrapnel Shot, and we're good. Oh, that wasn't too bad. Okay, from here, we've got 22 cards. We don't need any more, so we're going to ignore Vitalize. From here, we don't need anything, so we'll ignore that. From here, we don't need anything. Ignore. None of these are worth it, so ignore. Okay. Now we go to the Ancient Ruins. You arrive at some strange ruins where 3 different groups of elementals fight to try and activate and take control of a statue that's in the center. They appear to be deadlocked, and none of the groups manage to gain ground from the other. Perhaps helping one of them could break the deadlock, and the winner could thank you in some way. Now, I'm not sure what in particular this will do, but the lava elementals are definitely fire. The stone elementals are definitely... Well, I know there's 3 elements. There's fire, cold, and electricity. I'm gonna go with the obsidian elementals. Why not? You enter the fight. You face the stone elementals and the lava elementals that are already dazed because of the fight with the obsidian elementals. And yeah, we're fighting stone elementals and lava elementals, who are the right choice because apparently they are not vulnerable to lightning, which is the key component for our build. Alright, who are we gonna focus on now? I think we focus on the lava elementals to start with, and go from there. Okay, Song of Celerity, Vigilance, Toxic Rain for more damage there, Uproot, Deflect, Hunter's Mark on the Lava Elemental here. That Elemental is going to suffer immensely, I suspect. Alright, we go Healing Rain, which is an odd thing to do, but there is a reason for that. Right, we heal Magnus, and Focus Heal for the next turn. And now, Evelyn. Mana Gem, Ray of Frost, Near Instant Death. Now Instant Death. Shifting Scroll into a Charge Battery. Get rid of the Shock Nova. And then we use the Charge Battery to get more mana by killing the Lava Elemental. Catapults are a bit more physical in damage, so we gotta keep that in mind, but we should be fine all the same. Because we've got a high durability. At worst case, we just rely on the regeneration mainly. Okay, who are we targeting? We're targeting the one in the back, I think. Yep. Okay. Use Deflect, let's see, we get Toxic Rain again. Now, do we want Sharpening Knife? No. Let's just use the high damage lethal shot. Then we use Expert Tracker. Do we need anything in particular here? We'll keep everything. Why not? There we go. From here, we activate Protect from Evil, give ourselves a massive buff. Prayer of Healing. And Anthem of Hope, to give ourselves some resistance to Holy Shadow and Mind if it's needed. But we're more likely to use the regeneration, or the energy resist one. Okay. How's our attack spells? We only got... yeah, we don't got any attack spells, so we use the Electricity Manual for Elemental Bolt. We follow up with Cold Spark, get rid of the Lava Elemental in the back. We use some Rain. We'll use a Dark Ritual on Andrin. Follow up with another for Andrin, Transmutation for Magnus, and keep Elemental Proliferation. Now mana should be golden. Now we take out these guys. Okay, we start off with Battle Plan. Alright, we want to place Enrage and Piercing Howl? No, Blood Rage on the deck. We'll get Barricade, Piercing Howl, Captain's Howl. We'll use Wolfguard on Magnus so he's a bit more durable, and he does have Taunt, so all the more reason. And we're going to Butchering the first Stone Elemental, get his bleed up. Which normally doesn't work, but hey, that's just par for the course. Okay, with this, we can get away with a Maneuver for multi-shot. Follow up with Find Weakness, Deflect, Toxic Rain. I guess we can uproot this dude. We then follow up with a Shadow Step for 35 damage there. Adrenaline, so we get more mana. There we go. Solid build. Then, we follow up with an Entrench, use Blood Rage for mana, Enrage for mana, and we follow up with Butchering on this dude, and Blood Feast. There we go. And the Bleed should do the rest, but before that we use Profane, and then Healing Rain. And the rest will come into play. Oh right, Rain. I might as well use all of those. I'll use Prismatic Field, and boom. That's a lot of damage. Now we wait for his death. There we go. Easy as pie. Omen of Peril. Pick one healing spell from your Vanish pile and put it into your hand. Cost is reduced by 1 until discarded. Now... Oh, it's my Vanish pile. Okay, so no, this is really good. Normally, I wouldn't increase my deck any higher than 22, but Omen of Peril is worth it. Very much so. It basically takes away from your Vanish pile and puts it in your deck, which is really nice. Okay, nothing from here that we need. Blood Feeding is good. Okay, we're good. The Elemental's brawl is over, and only the group you helped came out victorious. The rest of the Elementals leave, and the winners prepare to activate the statue to claim the place as their own. The Obsidian statues activate the statue. The statue is activated, but nothing happens. It seems that the statue was already theirs from the beginning. One of the Elementals drop a chunk of gold at your feet in thanks. Okay, we get 1,000 gold for it. Lava Overflow. As you're climbing towards the top of the volcano, an eruption of lava occurs, and lava begins to overflow. You have no choice but to try and avoid the rivers of lava that run down the slope. The lava flows furiously down the slope of the volcano, and you have to be careful not to touch it, otherwise you may receive a very severe burn. There's only a small chance of succeeding without getting hurt. And much like before, it's basically a roll to see if you get lucky, or you basically suffer. So our hope is to get the success here, but we'll have to see. Okay, I think it's this. Oh, I just barely saw this like flip here and was like, did that really? Oh, it did. But yeah, no, that was really close. Pacifism. In this case, I don't think I take it. There's no real reason for me to get to the upgrade altar, and there's no reason for me to use the rare equipment shop, so yeah, let's just leave it. Alright, with this then, we use Entrench to buff up, Barricade, Barbed Wire, and who are we targeting? We're going to target the Lava Elementals first. Okay, Song of Celerity, Vigilance. We'll use Adrenaline here. Alright, what else should we worry about? No, nothing. Okay, so we're going to focus the Lava Elemental here. We're going to use Shadow Step to follow up and deal massive damage there. Alright, Evelyn is going to be checked. Okay, we don't need a... Well, we'll put the Shifting Scroll at the bottom. We don't need that yet. Alright, now for Healing Rain. Let's throw those. I will throw down the Anthem of Hope for protection. Spark of Life just because we can. And the regen is really nice. As for the barrier, we'll keep it. Alright. Now we just gotta wait for our turn. And it seems like they are very adamant in death. Okay. Managed to get some kills there. Okay. Well, not kills, but damage. Alright, from here we're going to use Rain. We're going to use Mana Gem to get our mana higher. Alright, so Cold Spark to start with. Then we use Ray of Frost. Follow up with a Charge Battery to kill. Then we go for the Obsidian Elemental here. And we finalize it off with a Transmission with Magnus as the focus. And there we go. Okay, from here. Toxic Rain. Toxic Rain. Maneuver for multi-shots for extra damage there. We'll use an Uproot for all monsters, an Uproot for... Well, no, hold off on the Uproot. We got Lethal Shot, we got Hunter's Mark. We're going to focus on the Obsidian Elemental here, because it's the weakest. There we go. Just get rid of as many cards as we can as we go, and we should be fine. Alright, Magnus is currently suffering from Shackle, which just sets speed to 0, which is not good. So we'll just have to live with that consequence there. More lightning. Alright, we're going to use Rain. Elemental Proliferation is going to get Shock Nova to kill everything. Near enough everything anyways. Gonna get Prismatic Field for the energy resistance. And we will pop this dude like a cherry. There we go. And there we go. Alright, that just leaves 2 dudes left. For this, Healing Rain. Innervate on Andrin for more mana. We want to remove the slow, so we'll get rid of that. We'll get some more heal on Magnus. And for damage, I guess Lava Elemental can take the brunt of that. As for the heal, there. Magnus is fully healed now. Okay, we'll draw that. We'll get the buffer there. Barbed Wire, Captain's Howl, Intimidate on you. We'll Butcher. And Blood Rage for mana. There we go. And now we finalize by destroying the Obsidian Elemental. Okay, with this we Toxic Rain, Deflect, Toxic Rain again, Find Weakness, Shrapnel Shot, and other shot, yeah. Multi-shot. Alright, Piercing Howl, Battle Plan. We'll put Transfusion and Blood Rage at the top. Barricade, Blood Feeding. And now we go in for the kill. Omen of Peril is nice because we can just quickly draw one thing, so we'll grab Spark of Life. That'll help with our regen. Throw in another Spark of Life for even more regen. And we should be good, yeah. Let's leave it at that. The Moonfire and Lightning Bolt should finish. Yep. And there we go. Pretty easy once you understand the gimmick of it. Arsenal is nice for the fact it gives you 3 additional cards, but I'd probably upgrade it to be a Vanish. Or at least I'd make it Vanish, though. Because the Arsenal, while nice, it's... It's one of those do it once and you're good. Do it yourself is nice, but not good for the characters that we got currently. Okay. So with this, we gather the shards. We don't need anything here. Nothing here, nothing here. We're good. Alright. Now we've got the Elemental Lord to take out. Let's do this. We don't need a rest, to be honest, because we're perfectly good. Yes, we could try to rest, but it's not going to help us, so let's just take him out. Now we deal with Ignado. We'll start off with our usually Vigilance and Strong Clarity. We'll go with the Toxic Rain. Now, we can do Lethal Shot on this dude. We don't need to. Well, it'll help, put simply, if we do it, so I'm gonna do it. It'll at least get the bleed effect of the... It'll get the bleed effect. It won't get the poison, but it'll get the bleed, which means basically it'll die after its turn. Which is good. Alright, anything that is 1 cost that isn't our tank thing should probably go away. Alright, let's see. Ah, perfect, Entrench. Just what we need. Alright, Barbed Wire, Intimidate, Piercing Howl for extra vulnerability. Alright, we go with Prayer of Healing to start with to get the regen going. We don't need any heals or barriers, so we'll leave that alone for now. Actually, you know what? Hold on. Do these count as healing spells? No, they count as defense spells. So, yeah, no, we won't get mana out of them, unfortunately, which sucks. Did manage to take out that, though, so that's good. Alright, so, yeah, not fun, these guys. Although, oddly enough, Andrin has the best counter for these guys, so that's good. Alright, so, start off with Cold Spark. Ah, we should have used Elemental Proliferation first. Oh well. Nope, we're gonna use Rain. Do we need Elemental Proliferation first? Not really. We'll hold off then. Alright, we will use Ray of Frost then. Mana Gem, Shifting Scroll will be pointless, so we'll just put Rain in there, and it'll draw back. And then we can wait for the Energy Bolt, which is going to be a priority for us, I think. Alright, Toxic Rain. We'll use a maneuver. Well, first let's use Hunter's Mark. Then we'll use a maneuver for Sharpening Knife. Deflect, we'll get us multi-shot, which we don't have enough mana for it. Dang it. Okay, rip. Thought I did. Definitely don't. Ah well. Alright, Captain's Howl. Battle Plan. Let us put in Blood Rage and Transfusion. We don't need those just yet. Nope, rip. We don't have enough mana. Great. I am just screwing everything up, but whatever. Okay. These guys are just going to apply Burn, which is annoying, but thankfully, we have a lot of water-based skills. So Fire, non-existent to us. Alright. Anthem of Hope, I guess? For extra card draw, Protection from Evil for extra AC. Alright, let's do this. Okay, so Elemental Bolt, one of them. Electricity Manual for Elemental Bolt again. We'll get Rain, Prismatic Field, Charge Battery, and just nail him in the coffin, put simply. There we go. And the lightning on him specifically should be enough for us to take everything out. Or at least that's the hope. But I digress. We should be able to get Shadow Step Lethal Shot off, so let's do that. There we go. Get the Deflect going. Managed to get another Toxic Rain, so that's some extra damage there. Alright, let's get Blood Feeding off so we can at least take that out. We'll get Enrage. We will get Blood Rage. We'll get Transfusion on this dude. And we'll Butcher him. And we'll just get rid of the Ashes now. There we go. He is now at 150 HP, so he's getting really close to death, which is good. Ah, he assimilated, which is not enough to actually do anything. Alright, let us Healing Rain. Spark of Life. Omen of Peril. We can get a Spark of Life at 1 mana. There we go. Yet another yet another buffer. And we'll get Focus Healing, why not? And now we are basically near the cusp of winning, so Elemental Bolt. Get another Elemental Bolt ready. We'll get I guess Shock Nova and Charge Battery. Done and done. Done in 3 turns. That's pretty good. Okay, immediately grab and Bleed Out. That is a non-negotiable. This single card is a great boon to have in any of your decks. Adrenaline, on the other hand, is going to be nice, so we'll grab that just in case. Any of the other cards are fine, so we'll avoid that. Meditate. We're grabbing this. It is basically a free card that gives you 1 draw, 2 mana. That is just too hard to ignore. You should always consider grabbing it if you can. Alright, let's see what we got for gear. Okay, we can get fire damage, and we can transfer damage into fire, and we can apply 2 of that damage to be a burn on somebody. We don't necessarily need to grab it, it's an option. Cloak of Speed. This is going to be really good. Let's grab this. We do run out of our deck though, quite a lot. Hold on. Alright, for Andrin, the Endless Bag would actually be a little bit better, strictly because he runs out of his cards a lot. So basically, having his deck run out means he can draw 3 additional cards, which is nice. So I'll get him that. Mind you, it's once a turn, but he runs out a lot of cards, so all the more reason to get it. Cloak of Speed. We could give this to our cleric, but I think it's going to be better used on Evelyn, I think. Let's see, Overheat, no. Heat Assimilation basically takes all heroes. It basically takes all the burn on everybody and transfers it to healing. Volcanic Axe, Overheat. You know what? I'm gonna take Overheat. So I'm gonna have Reginald take Overheat, which gives all resistance 5, and he will basically get 3 empowering every single turn. Yeah. He will dispel wet and cold. He will suffer 1 fire damage, but he gains 3 powerful. That's too hard to pass up. Alright, Cloak of Speed though. And that just leaves our tank Magnus, so I'm going to give him the Volcanic Axe, I think. It will convert all of his damage into fire, but that will mean that his fire damage deals 3 additional damage. And he will apply 2 burn on hits, which is pretty good. So that basically means he's dealing more damage, which is good. Alright, from here we have a choice. We can literally go either portal, but for the next character that we want to unlock, we need to go to the blue portal. The group crossed through their second obelisk, and as before found a more recent trail of the princess and Lord Hansek. They remembered that the Queen of Silenthia, known for her great magical powers, also disappeared a few years ago. Could the princess have inherited those powers? And is Lord Hansek taking advantage of this? They had too many questions to turn back now. They must reach Lord Hansek at all costs. In this area, they were not surprised to see that there was also an active obelisk on the horizon. This time the group had a feeling that if they hurried, they might be able to catch up. Alright. Now we do have an option. We can technically go to the Owl Guardian, but we don't need to do that this run. Instead we need to go to the Grove, so we need to take the most northern path to get to her. So yeah, we go to the town and let's organize ourselves a little bit. We don't need to get anything here, so honestly we could probably leave as is. But let's see if there's anything interesting we can grab. Alright, there's a few things. There's this potion thing that applies 1 bless, which is alright, but no, we're not good on, we don't need that. Frost Guard we can grab. It'll give us 1 slow, but it makes us immune to chill, technically. Overcast does dispel water and chill, though, so we don't need this as much. The Golden Chalice is pretty good. We'll grab that, I guess. Or we can grab the Archmage book. All damage +2, and every 2 turns, or 2 times a turn, when you play spell, draw 1. It's something. No, I'll just grab the Golden Chalice and move on. When you play a defense, recover 3 HP and gain 1 fast. Oh, wait, the Archmage book actually does it 2 times a turn. Okay, and Dream Spear is every 2 turns. Okay, so... Interesting. We're gonna get the Steadfast Shield, actually. As odd as it sounds. When you play a defense, recover 3% of your HP and gain 1 fast. Do I get it? I'm being really indecisive here. I need to decide. Max HP 4, all resistances +2, 1 poison charge. In the off chance I get the specific item I'm looking for, this is actually a really good thing. So I'm going to grab that for Andrin. It's a slim chance, but it's better to have an effect than not. As for upgrades, let's do that. We'll get the Flex upgraded to draw 1 as per usual. The Adrenaline we can turn into just bona fide recoveries. The uproots can be upgraded into Purge. Lethal Shots is going to be upgraded to deal as much damage as possible. Alright, let's see. What else? Okay, we've got Detoxify, which we should upgrade now. Meditate we should upgrade to... We can have it gain 1 energy and 1 recovery, or we can have it be a draw 1, gain 2 energy, and 1 inspire. I think we want the inspire more than anything. Alright, Magnus next. We want to keep the bleed, oddly enough. In Rage, we are going to focus on the Fury build, because that'll give us 12 damage, and while it will suffer us bleed, it's better than Powerful. Well, Powerful is much harder to get than Fury, I think. Plus, it doesn't tick down as fast, so yeah, let's get in Rage. Battle Plan we can leave alone for now. We should be fine. Okay, that should be enough. Alright, let's go. We don't need anything else. Alright, so the Wounded Thief. On one side of the forest, you see a wounded man reclining on a tree. When you approach, he tells you, "Help me. Now that they are distracted by the cold, I went into the Elven Forest and got some precious gems, as well as various magic items. But when I was going to leave, I was attacked by those wild beasts, and then they almost killed me. I had to abandon everything I got at the scene of the attack. If you heal me, I'll tell you where it is." Alright, let's give him a heal. Why not? Ah, rip. Wait, that's not a heal? God, that sucks. Okay. So, unfortunately, we just suffered the low self-esteem card, which, it happens. Celestial Brilliance. I'm sorry, what? It's an easy card versus removing 1 card. All monsters gain 4 speed. All heroes suffer -3 or suffer 3 slow. Do we want a holy spell? Celestial Brilliance. Sanctify, Holy Resistance. The attacker heals 1 HP per charge, and it gets Purge as well. It's Purge on all monsters, no less. I'm going to say no. Well, I'll get it just because I can, but no more cards for him. He's getting way too many. It's not good to have a massive deck. Or at least from what I've experienced. If it's Burn, I can see the appeal, but it's usually not the best to have a big deck with Reginald. Okay, immense pain, I guess. Like, really immense pain, jeez. They are not holding back. Alright, let's use Rain. Alright, who are we targeting? I guess we're targeting you because you have the weakest defense? No, you're just blocking 22 of the block. Alright, no, we're going with the Scrapper, I think. Mana Gem, Prismatic Field, there we go. That's one defense. That is 6 powerful, that's amazing. Okay. Alright, let's use Spark of Life to get everybody buffered. We will give Magnus a quick buff there. We will remove the slow off Magnus so he's a bit faster. And there we go. He should be pretty good to go. Alright, let's get a barricade going. We'll get Enrage, Blood Rage. We will do Captain's Howl, a Piercing Howl. We'll intimidate this dude. And then we can have Andrin take out the Scrapper. Toxic Rain, Song of Celerity, Vigilance, Adrenaline, Uproot, Deflect, Adrenaline, Deflect, Hunter's Mark. Oh yeah, right. If we run out of cards, then we get the Endless Bag thing. Alright, well, let's get this going. We want to get rid of Blood Feeding, but we can keep the Entrench and Butchering, I guess. And we'll get that activated. There we go. Maneuver is good. Alright, from here, we can now start moving at our own speed. Find Weakness. Multi-shots. Toxic Rain. Sharpening Knife. Lethal Shot. That should be death of him. When it's his turn, that is. Okay. Magnus is suffering a lot of slow. He's got a lot of chill. That's not good. Well, at least the one went down. Alright. Elemental Proliferation. We go with the Druid. Shock Nova. Elemental Bolt. Now it's at Death's Door. Andrin will get a quick buff. And now we buffer up Magnus. With Entrench, we'll get him Wolfguard. We will transfuse onto the Squirrel. Barbed Wire, Intimidate, Butcher the Squirrel. And there we go, that's 2 of them down, or near enough down anyways. And Reginald is slowly getting stronger. Alright, let's get, let's activate Profane on the Squirrel. Prayer of Protection, Healing Rain. It won't kill the Druid, but I'm sure the electricity will do the rest, so we'll get Magnus some healing, and there we go. Alright. With Uproot, we do more poison damage, multi-shot. We'll do a Shadow Step Shrapnel shot, and there we go. That's round 3 done. We got Celestial Brilliance for our troubles. And we really don't need anything with Reginald now. Like, we've got way too many cards on him. I might have to, once we hit the Void, remove some of those cards that I don't need. We don't need those, so we'll leave those alone. Barbed Wire is fine. Yeah, okay. Forest Glade will lead us north. All monsters gain damage +3, immune to bleed. When a hero plays an attack... Okay, yeah, no. We're definitely not doing that. Our death would be imminent if we did that. Alright, Enrage. Captain's Howl. Piercing Howl. Intimidate who? Well, who's going to take the most from fire? I guess I can do the Sentinel here. And battle plan. Let's see. Blood Rage and Barbed Wire, fine. And I'll Blood Feed. There we go. From here, Vigilance, Song of Celerity, Adrenaline, Uproot, Deflect, Fine Weakness, Expert Tracker. Alright. We should be fine, but we should probably get rid of Transmission and Shifting Scroll because we don't need to draw. Oh wait, hold on. Alright, we do Hunter's Mark, Maneuver, Multi-Shot. And there we go. Out of mana. But the bleed is everywhere. That's good. Alright, we Ray of Frost Ascent. No, hold on. Rain, Mana Gem, Ray of Frost. Nothing in our draw pile, so that's fine. We will buff up Andrin. No. We'll buff up Magnus instead. Alright. Healing Rain for both. There we go. We'll do a quick detox. We'll do a quick heal. And there we go. Alright, and that's their turn. And now we need to decide what we are going to do. Usually, Toxic Rain is the best course of action. We'll do a draw, we'll do an uproot, and we'll get some more adrenaline going. So that way we can get the lethal shot on this dude. So our poison is going well. Toxic Rain, get another deflect going. Okay, we're basically empty. Good. We're slowly getting there. Alright, let us start with Entrench. We'll get a Blood Rage going. We'll lose some HP, but that's fine. We'll pass on the bleed over to the Sentinel here, and we'll activate Barbed Wire for extra damage on everybody else. There we go. They're going to take out Magnus, or try to, with his taunt. And they will fail. Okay. We don't have our AoE just yet, so that is unfortunate, but we can get Prismatic Field for free. We will activate Elemental Bolts. That'll get him to death's door. We will use the other charged batteries on this dude here. And the electricity should do it for the most part. For our damage anyways. Alright. Profane. We're gonna target this dude. We'll get a Healing Rain going for everybody. We'll heal up Magnus, get Focus Heal ready, and off we go. As you can probably tell, I'm not getting a lot of the cards I want from Reginald, which is really bad. Alright, well, whatever. Toxic Rain, Deflect. I guess we can focus on the Scrapper now. Shadow Step and Sharpening Knife on him. That'll clean up our deck just a smidgen more. Alright, we Barricade. We will Wolfguard. And who do we... Alright, we double the bleed on this dude. And yeah. Once Magnus gets to that bleed, it's going to basically be our gimmick. Alright. Now with this, we go with... I guess we kill him. We go with Rain. We activate Dark Ritual for Andrin. Then we use the Electricity Manual to bring a Elemental Bolt back. And we really need a high cost card for Evelyn, I think. I think that's the thing we need the most. Alright, let's use Healing Rain. Celestial Brilliance to deal a lot of damage, and he's basically on the throes of death. So with that, we'll just use Lethal Shot. Done. Okay, what do we got? We've got some Rampages, which we don't need. Do we need anything? No. Charge Battery's fine. Heat Wave is a Corruption. Oh. All monsters is a burn, Dispel Wet, apply 5 burn. If this were Cornelius, I would definitely grab it. But I'm not. I'm currently a lightning build that requires wets. So we can't have people dispelling. In the nearby grove, you see a humanoid. When you approach, it says, "Hello, strangers. I am Bree, guardian of Senenthia, forest and friend of Yilmer. Before he became corrupted, he entrusted me with his seeds, and I came to this forest in the hope that I could plant them. But with the growing cold, I have doubts that they will survive. Since I suspect you defeated Yilmer to get here, maybe you could do something for him and me. I'll give you one of his last seeds if you promise me you'll find a good place to plant it." Oh, apparently our rogue knows of somebody, and apparently this dude knows somebody. Huh. "Oh, Andrin, I'm good to see you again. Thank you for playing with me when I was young and comfort me when my mother died. As you can see, the situation is dire and I need your help. As guardian of the forest, it is an honor of Yilmer. I need to plant his seeds. Take these magic shards as thanks and help me plant the last seeds in a safe place. If you do, I'll be able to return to Senenthia and help you with whatever you need." Alright. Now, we could go with the 50% chance to heal. It's basically just card removal. We'll be fine, though. I don't think we need to worry about the injury, so we'll just look for shards in our surroundings. Hey, success. Fine. Oh, sorry. I've completely forgot to speak of this. You arrive at the makeshift camp, elven camp near one of the Owl Guardians. It seems that there's only one elf who comes often, but he's not there right now. You imagine that he is protecting the Guardian to prevent the cold from spreading. To the east, you see the destroyed city wall and a frozen city. A perfect time to rest. Now, we have a few paths ahead of us. We can either go to the Elven Emporium or the Elven Armory, but first, let's go with the fights. You know, I've been talking about Evelyn having a powerful card. I wasn't expecting a bloody meteorites. Let's see. It is an easy card to get, though. Ugh. You know what? Let's get it. It's a free card. How could I not? It's not exactly what I was hoping for, but hey, sometimes you can't be picky. Alright, it seems we are suffering from the speed problems again. Pain? That's a lot of damage. Oh dear. Alright, we're immediately going in Trench. We are going to get the battle plan active. We want to save Butchering and double targets bleed for later. We've got to target the Draconid, so he's there. And we don't have enough mana for it, rip. Okay, Song of Celerity, Vigilance, Toxic Rain, Deflect, Deflect. We've got Shrapnel Shot finally. Okay, Hunter's Mark, Shrapnel Shot. Okay, that'll have to do. Now for Evelyn. Alright, this shouldn't be too hard. We got Mana Gem. We use Ray of Frost, Elemental Bolt, Charge Battery. We leave Shifting Scroll for later. Or we just get rid of it entirely at some point. Alright. We use Protect from Evil, Healing Rain. We will heal Magnus and give him Innervation to help him regenerate. Alright, now it's Andrin's turn. We get Toxic Rain, we get Adrenaline going. We activate Find Weakness, Shadow Step, and get the multi-shot off. There we go. Then we get another Adrenaline off, and we can uproot, and we use Maneuver for later. So yeah, profitable turn. We will need to get something to boost our Fortify though, I think, because the more Fortify the better. Yeah, Andrin's really suffering now, jeez. Okay, let's get some barbs. We will double the bleed on that dude. And I guess we could butcher, but yeah, we'll do it. Why not? Yeah, no, it doesn't do much. We'll just take some energy. There we go. Alright. Let us start with Healing Rain. We'll follow up with Spark of Life to give some massive heals out. There we go. We will remove the slow. We'll get a buffer on Evelyn to heal up. Lightning takes out the tank that's been causing us so much strife. Throw in some rain. We'll throw a buffer on Magnus for defense purposes. Transmission just to be certain. And we'll throw in a mana gem for ourselves, for Evelyn. Alright, now who are we targeting? We're targeting... Well, we either target him, which is going to cause a Cyclone Slash on this front hero, or we go with something else. I think it's in our best interest to target the dude over here. So let's see what else we got. Alright, so we got Sharpening, and Lethal Shot is really the only best here. So we'll focus on her. We'll get a Shadow Step and Lethal Shot going. Get some draw, Toxic Rain, and we will do Expert Tracker here. We should be good. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. Let's see what damage comes in. A lot of pain, though, it seems. I mean, she says we're finished, but I think that's the other case. Alright, we want Barricade, Piercing Howl, Captain's Howl, another Piercing Howl, Enrage. Alright, let's transfer the bleed over to the swordsman up front. Nom him out of his defenses of evasion. She's going to bleed out, obviously. Let's use Spark of Life. Follow up with the Prayer of Healing. And we should be good. I'll just put the focus of healing, and there we go. Okay. We will follow up with Cold Spark, Rain, Charge Battery, Prismatic Field, and Transmission to Andrin. And there we go. Alright, now it's Andrin's turn. He cannot use anything, so we'll just weaken this dude and then go from there, I guess. Just wait for Magnus and his turn, and then we should be good. Alright, there we go. We get Entrench, Barricade. We will get the bleed off. There we go. Battle plan. We will put we'll put Transfusion and Blood Feeding for later. For now, we want Wolfguard. There we go. And this will give us a chance to real quick heal, but before that we get meditate going. Healing Rain, Healing Rain. We can use Mass Dispel here, so it will get rid of most of the bad effects, so we'll do that. Omen of Peril for Spark of Life, because it is a great healing for us. Yeah, no, I don't regret getting the Spark of Life. It's been really helpful. Alright, from here we can choose to get Elemental Bolt up there. We will get Rain going and Charge. There we go. We'll leave the rest there. And now, Andrin. Okay, we use Shadow Step, Lethal Shot, Deflect, followed with a Deflect, followed with Shrapnel Shot, and Uproot for both. So we get just an extra assurance. Alright, now Evelyn now has a meteorite of all things. And I think that's good. We could get another adrenaline, but I think what we need more than anything is card draw before anything. Okay. So we can either go with the Elven Armory, or we can go with the Elven Emporium. Because we do have the card for it, we can go to the Elven Emporium, and we will need items, so yeah. Let's show them, well... You arrive at a large elven building. At the door you see two magical braziers that keep it sheltered from the cold. The door is tightly closed, but after asking if anyone is there, the owner opens the doors and makes you enter quickly, then says, "Hello. As you can see, the store is not at its best. I'm afraid the patrols of the dead find me, and I don't want to leave my store either, so if you want something, make it quick. I don't want jewelry or anything valuable, but I'm short of food, so I'd be willing to give you a good discount for it." I'll show him the merchant card. The owner tells you that although the situation is dire, he is willing to honor the Merchants Guild and offer you a discount. He offers a 15% discount. Now we have the Viper Ring. Okay. For every poison charge you apply 1 bleed. Now, there's another one that is a bit different than this, but it's basically the same difference. So we're going to grab this. The Viper's Ring is really nice. Alright, the Kite Shield, 15 for +6 block, +3 shield. Do we want this? For Magnus, it's probably going to be for the best, so we'll grab this. It's a bit better than Taunt, so we'll grab that. Alright. Is there anything else that we would want? Not really. I mean, there's the hammer and cold, but damage with hit applies chill. So we could force people to be cold. I mean, it would make people slower. It would certainly help. Every 2 turns, apply 3 to all monsters. You know what? Let's grab it. Let's grab the Cold Rune for Magnus. And we'll grab the Glacial Hammer for Andrin, even though he can't utilize it to its full extent. And we'll go from there, because he, at the very least, will slowly be able to get the cold going. Alright, now for the main street. Let's see. Ooh, all monsters gain 4, okay. No, we're not grabbing that. That's a bit too much of a death sentence here. Alright. Let us activate Battle Plan. We don't need the barbed wire, to be honest, so we'll hold off on that. We'll get the Enrage. Use the barbed wire here. Piercing Howl. I guess we can use Blood Rage now. And yeah, that'll do. from here, activate Vigilance, activate Song of Celerity, Adrenaline, and we can get Lethal Shot on somebody, so we'll get the dragon at the back, and there we go. Magnus is going to suffer probably, but that's part of the course, but thankfully Reginald will probably cover for us. He does so a lot in this circumstance. Alright, I guess Spark of Life is an instant yes. We'll follow up with Anthem of Hope, Healing Rain, get another Omen of Peril going for a Spark of Life for 1 mana, and just start spamming that. And Magnus didn't even get a heal. Great. Well, at the very least, the regeneration will help enough. It'll help heal everybody in the side, so there's no harm, no foul. Okay. Ray of Frost is not going to be as effective in this circumstance, so I'm going to use Shifting Scroll to get a Cold Spark. Do we want to use it, or do we want to use Ray of Frost? Let's ditch the Charge Battery because we have so many mana gems. That'll give the Cold Spark a reason to use this. We'll get Ray of Frost going. And then we'll get the mana gems going. And we can, I guess technically no we can't because it's a... I mean technically we can, but it's a burn, so it wouldn't be that useful. So I'd rather choose something that isn't going to burn, put simply. Alright, let's get Toxic Rain going. Alright, we're going to use Uproot to remove the thorns. We'll follow up with a multi-shot. And from there, Magnus is probably going to need to pull out a hat trick of a card. So we'll get Barricade, and we'll just ditch everything else. Temporarily, that is. But he really needs the Fortify. That's literally his gimmick here. And I don't exactly want Andron dying currently. Alright, here we go. Entrench, Barricade, Wolf Style, Barbed Wire, Captain's Howl, Transfusion, and let's get Blood Feeding on the Dracomancer, so that'll give him full heal. And now we get Reginald on healing for Andron, because he's, goodness knows he's going to need it. Start with the Healing Rain. We'll then throw in Spark of Life. Alright, Andron's looking a bit better, but we need to get rid of the bleed and poison, so we'll detox him. Proliferate on the Archer. And Innervate on Andron, I guess. And Evelyn now. That should be not too hard. We've got Rain. We'll get Prismatic Field going for everybody. Then we'll get the Elemental Bolt. And there we go. And he's dead. Good. Oh, but Andron's frozen. That's not good. Alright. From here, we are going to throw down a battle plan. Let's see, what do we want? We want to... We're gonna save Blood Rage and Piercing Howl for next turn. Until then, we are going to use Intimidate on this dude here, so we can butcher his eyes out and bleed for 102 damage. Oh my goodness, that powerful is actually getting really good. I'm sure the healing and damage is no joke. Alright, we're going to just use barriers here. And that should be good enough. Alright, the swordsman is basically on the ropes there. We can get the elemental bolt at 1 cost, so we'll do that real quick. But we will focus on charging our batteries now and giving as much mana as possible. Alright, we do a find weakness, we do a deflect, we can't cast anything more than this, so we can get that, we can get adrenaline going, but no, we're gonna hold off. We need to get rid of disarm, so we're just gonna have to wait for that next turn. But I digress. The Draconids are just naturally annoying to deal with, so you know how it'd be. Alright, from here, yeah, we just get the focus heal and then we wait. Shouldn't be too hard to deal with the Draconid now. We'll throw in the Entrench, we will get Piercing Howl, get Blood Rage going, and Butcher. There we go. Bleed is gonna stack up real quickly, but we shouldn't need to worry about that because meteorites. Okay, well, I guess that works. Blizzard, all monsters, that's not bad, but not what we need. Tome of Intellect, interesting but not needed. Bane, X equal target poison, apply 2 poison. If we upgrade that, that's actually really nice. How much... Alright, we can get another Enrage here, so we'll grab that. Do we want to go with the melee attack Bane? Normally, I would say no, but it has a very specific benefit. Bane, monster. If you upgrade it in a particular if you upgrade it in a specific type, you can have it so the poison scales by 0.5% or half its percentage. So it's a really good stat card. I'm going to grab it strictly because of that. Otherwise, it is not something you need to grab. It is really just up to opinion. Alright, Magnus. We're going to grab Valiant Defender. We're going to grab Serrated Weapons. We're going to grab Spell Echo, as Arcane Conduit's not that good for Evelyn. And Reginald is going to go with Holy Symbol. To explain what these do, Valiant Defender gives +5 to defense charges, and it'll give block and inspire to a specific hero. Serrated Weapons, +3 damage, apply 4 bleed, gain 1 sharp, and it lasts for 10 uses. Evelyn, Spell Echo. You gain 3 powerful, and you put a copy of your next spell in your hand. So things like, for say, meteorites. If you use that with Spell Echo, you get a 0-cost meteorite that you can cast immediately after. Holy Symbol is basically 15% to all resistances. You heal 25% more. Damage by others is less than 25%. You get recover for 20% HP and gain 1 invulnerable. And it does last for 1 use. So if somebody is brought down to 25 or less HP, they recover 20% their HP and gain invulnerable. So basically it's a safe haven. Unfortunately, we won't be able to deal with the dragon this stream, but we will be doing it next stream, and by the next stream we will have Tsenmo, and we have the druid. But yeah, I think I'm gonna call it here. I've got stuff to do, so yeah. For those of you on YouTube, like, subscribe, comment, hit the bell notification if you want to see more of my stuff. I stream daily, so if you want to catch my streams, you can catch me 3 to 7 MST time. If you want to find my streams, you can go down into the link below in the description, because that is where my link is. And you should be able to get to Twitch there, but if you are having trouble, just search F for my pawn. That's what I am. For those of you on Twitch, or those of you from YouTube coming to Twitch, follows are always appreciated. The more follows I have, the more content I can give you guys. Once the bottom left corner fills up to 50 followers, I should be able to give you guys some more content, and once I get 3 concurrent viewers on top of that, I should be able to give you guys some things in addition to that. So I could probably get channel points activated, I can get some bits going, that sort of thing. And you know what? I'll organize something, I'm sure. But I sound like a broken record, I apologize, but every little bit of support helps me, so if you're willing and you're able, please support me. Every little bit counts, and I do appreciate it. But I guess that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed today's stream. I know I did. And I'll see you guys next stream. Take care, everyone, and have a good day.